Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Niki Lopez of Niki Lopez Creative, and you're watching The Circle, where every Tuesday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm talking to artists, creatives, activists, people doing great things in the world today. And so today I have a very special guest and friend, Octavia Yearwood. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Nikki. And
Yes.
your camera looks so good. What am I not doing that you're doing?
Oh, man.
I have one of those like circle lights on me or something.
Yes, yes,
Dang.
yes. I have I have a couple of lights going on, and I just got Jay. I have a friend of mine. He does build sets, so he did this wall in the background. So I built a wall, not a big wall, a small wall for the office. So. But yeah, so thank you for being here. I'm going to set up to make sure I get some, we can see the comments. So yeah, so we're streaming live from Facebook. So we're two places. We're on Niki Lopez Creative, as well as Outclick Magazine, which is a LGBT magazine within South Florida, and we're streaming live on YouTube Live and Periscope. I was like, I haven't been there for ages, so I'm like, why not?
Well, they're still getting content. Why not?
Absolutely. So Octavia Yearwood is a conceptual artist, an author, a speaker. You do a lot of things. What came first for you? The more visual art, writing? Like, what came first?
I would say writing came first, because when I was younger, I was a little bit shy, too shy. What up, G? To really talk and really be bold or really be out there. So poetry was the first thing. And then it went from poetry to like just journaling.
Mm-hmm.
I always had a problem with the rules. If anything said you had to do this way, I'd be like mixing it up. And then once I'm done mixing it up, I'm like, all right, I don't want to, I want to do what I want to do. So yeah, and so it went into journaling and then into dance. And I used to dance. I was a closeted dancer.
Nice. And we have a couple comments. Author from Outclick. Hello from Outclick. Thank you for being here. So you said you were a dancer as well?
Oh yeah. I'm a choreographer. I've choreographed for plays in Barbados. I've taught in India, Nepal, and all over the US.
Wow. And so you're pretty much an all-around artist. You do it all.
I'm an expressionist. Like I feel like, just like how we shift in our being, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure Niki Lopez today is different than the expression of Niki Lopez 20 years ago. Absolutely. And so I kind of sort of approach my art. I let my art's expression lean through me in that way. Like, where am I at now? Where's the expression of Octavia at now? And what does she want to say?
I love that, because sometimes, at least for me, it was challenging as I was, trying to establish my footing and what I wanted to do, and feeling I have to be in a certain box. And I'm just like, I'm an artist. I want to paint sometimes. I want to do something else. I want to be that freedom to create. And I really had to work to let go of those things and just be like, I just have to be me, and whatever I want to do, that's fine. No one can tell me you're creative, but you have to be in this little box. So I think it's wonderful that you're doing all of these different things. So yes.
Thank you.
And do you still dance? Because I know you teach and.
Yeah. We're all dancers.
Yes.
We can all dance. So do I dance? Yes. Do I audition to dance for other people? No. I don't do that. I'm a choreographer. That's the lane that I prefer to be in the realm of dance. So I artistically direct. I still do that. I still choreograph, and and I have students. Yeah.
Awesome. And I see, when I was reading up some of your stuff, you're consider yourself a conceptual artist. What is that to you?
Yeah. A conceptual artist is first and foremost, in my opinion, just an artist who's going to always collaborate. Because in order to bring out the concept, what you see in your head will likely, at least for me, require other people's skill sets to bring that to life. So a conceptual artist is, to me, is a person who's very creative, who's an artist, who can see things through an artist's lens, and kind of develop this concept that will have an impact that they're looking to have. As also, in my opinion, it's a very targeted point when you're a conceptual artist, meaning there are going to be ways to interpret it, but not as many ways as it would be for like just a visual artist.
Absolutely. You know? Okay. And then I know that you've gotten some recognition over the years for different things. You recently, I saw you posted a recognition today with the, let me see if I can remember where it's at.
Black Professionals Network. Honored.
Yes. Congratulations. What's that about?
Thank you. The Black Professionals Network is exactly what the name implies. It's a nonprofit that started here in Florida, and they focused on building up Black leaders and Black professionals through various workshops. You know, they do newsletters, they do conferences and things like that.
Awesome.
They also do business with one another. So, yeah.
What are some things that inspire you or keeps you going?
My work, I think, one, young people. I'm a youth advocate. I create programming that I think will help our youth heal and help them really be able to navigate the world once they get older. I think that not enough things are really focused on how they feel and what they think and what they actually need versus requirements. And so that inspires me. What inspires me too is just being able to engage with people that lie along the spectrum of all the places that I intersect, or all the identities that I intersect within, like being Black, like being queer, like being Afro-Latinx, like being an artist, like being a writer, like all these things that I identify as, being able to create space for folks within all of those identities is what inspires me.
Absolutely.
Because there's we are more alike, and we need more of the same things than we would like to think we do. So I like to create spaces for people to connect to, so that we know that we're not alone. And perhaps that's just from my childhood. My childhood, I wanted to feel connected. I wanted to have community. I wanted to have family. And so I guess I create work that will kind of sort of bring that to the forefront and allow folks to be that way, or to think about that, or to connect with one another in that way. It's funny. It kind of goes a little opposite of the way I would want it to, I guess, in a way, because I feel like when I create those spaces now, then there's this mental hierarchy where people don't connect as much with the person that's in what they would think the hierarchy of that creation, which kind of sort of like isolates. Which I'm pretty sure you can understand, right? Like when you're a producer of an event and you're bringing in people to work on it, you want to work together, and then and you want to feel together, but then they're like, "Oh, but you're the boss." It's like,
yeah. What are some things? I was just going to ask you, are there some challenges that you fall into, or like that come up for you in doing that type of work or working with people, and how do you get over those type of challenges?
I mean, I feel like everybody has these, these challenges. This is not unique to me per se. But I believe in like as the movement space would call, a principled struggle. I believe that if we all have a same goal, that no matter if we have differences, if we decide to talk about it, then we can. And of course, I'm not saying to allow toxicity into your life, or to not cut something if you don't think it's no longer, serving you or draining you more. But yeah, I try to get through that by communication.
Okay. And then a little bit earlier, you were talking a little bit about some of the intersectionalities. And I know specifically with people of color who are also LGBT, sometimes we have those challenges where a community is like, you have to pick. Do you ever like feel that you have to pick one, or you have to explain that, or does things like that don't really faze you in the type of work that you do or the person that you are?
I think that if you ever feeling pressure to pick a side, then you've subscribed to someone else telling you what you need to do. Mm-hmm. I've never been that person. Mm-hmm. And there is it's ironically enough, there is community and conformity, but that's just, that's not really how I flow. So I don't ask for permission.
Absolutely. I love that. I think that's one of the things I really love about you and your energy, but it's just so like unapologetic. It's just like, bow. I don't care if you guys are quiet. I'm here. I'm there. I'm colorful, and I don't need permission. I'm just going to be like, hey, who rolls with me? Yeah. And we just keep rolling. So I think that's really,
it's not always the don't ask for permission. The not asking for permission is more so connected to not asking you for permission to do what I feel, or that my spirit says I need, this is what you should do.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely something difficult to navigate, being the odd one. Mm-hmm. It's definitely stuff to navigate there, and like a lot of reassurance that you need to have, or etc. Yeah, no, it's not. I won't say I'm not apologetic, but I am. I do reflect. I do. Yeah. I am introspective.
Yes, yeah. And we have a couple comments. G said, "What up, Octavia? Great to see you on the circle. Great convo." And then her question is, "What is it like being Afro Latinx here versus New York?"
Well, I mean, I think that when I'm here, I'm Black. People just see me as Black. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily go out of my way to describe or and to be anything for anyone. And I think that too, that's also because like me utilizing these aspects are to better, not to prove. Mm-hmm. So, but being in New York, it actually is a difference though, because being in New York, I found that I used my Afro Latinx aspect more than I use it here. Meaning like, New York, you walk into a spot and they like, all right, what you want? They think, but then you speak to them in Spanish and they're like, oh, what's up? Yeah, I got you. You want that sweet plant? You want the sweet? I'm gonna give you the sweet plant. They add on a little extra thickness in New York when you speak in their language, in another person's language. Whereas here, I found that here it's very segregated here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very segregated here, and I've it's segregated.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't even interact with as many Latinx folks as I do, or that I have in New York. That's the interesting part.
Absolutely.
And so, I think the biggest difference is the segregation. Is the fact that I don't really see very many Latinx people and Black people, and like black culturally Black people, engaging.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They don't engage like they engage in New York.
Absolutely. We have Outclick Magazine saying hello.
What's up, Outclick?
Yeah, so I want to jump into your book because you were named Best Author in Miami by Miami New Times. Congratulations.
Thank you.
how the hell did you do that? Can you talk to us a little bit about the book? Like, what made you write the book? What is it about? Like, to kind of take us down some of that journey.
Well, you got my book, don't you, Niki?
Yeah.
Did you read my book, Niki?
I did. I didn't finish it, but I did start it.
Oh, why didn't you finish it, Niki? I think it would have been great if you finished the book so you could give your own personal testimony.
I liked how it's not something.
How far did you get?
Well, where you had to, there was like some things you asked people to do. Like, so you kind of, there's like parts where you read it, you question yourself, you reflect. So I think,
well, that's after every single chapter.
Yes. So, but I like that it was just like, it's not just sitting there reading and consuming the book, but it's actually making you do different things. So it's making me reflect. It's also asking you, challenging you some things. So with something. So I like that format of how you were like giving some information, but also saying, so it gets you really engaged in the book. So
why did you stop?
Why did I stop? I think it was just, oh man, now the interviews on me. I just think it was just time, timing, sometimes you're, running around so much, and to sit down and you get into something and then you stop and go into a whole bunch of other things. So you have to like go back to and sit down, and I'm making more intentions now to sit and say, okay, what am I reading? What am I getting through? What am I finishing? So.
Well, I would love for you to finish the book.
Okay.
Niki.
Yes.
My purpose for the book was to help folks heal, to help folks who may feel like their trauma has been getting in the way of a lot of the things that they've been wanting to do or experience, and help them push through that. The book was inspired by young people, and also, by the way, just a tad bit. I know I just questioned you a lot, but I want to say thank you too for supporting the book, for buying the book, and even opening the book, starting the book, and having me here. So
yes.
Yes, I grew up in foster care, so I wanted to write a book that was like a guidebook for people who have been through the system, and who wants to get to the next step in their life and who don't have the guidance. I felt like I wrote in my book what I wanted to learn, and what would have been beneficial for me to learn when I was that age. But the irony of it is that there are a lot more adults who have bought my book who have been completely impacted and just shifted. An 80-year-old reader reached out to me to let me know that book inspired her so much, and that it was one of the best books that she had ever read in her life. Actually, her verbatim was, "This is the best book I've ever read." And I was like, come on. But like, I mean, maybe I should just take it. But that after she finished the book, it pushed her to complete a patent on a holistic cream that she had been wanting to make for a while.
Awesome.
So yeah, so that's the book. And now I'm just like, I'm working on getting into the school system, because I also created a book program from the book.
Yeah. G said Niki works around the clock. She'll schedule time to finish it. Yeah, I do. I do plan to finish it, because I do like that, because you have people go through so many things. So it's nice to see someone who has gone through such challenging times, especially growing up, and has, in many levels made it, and is able to write something that could impact other people growing up in, similar situations or other situations like that. So I definitely think that's important.
Yeah.
So hello, Anthony. I got some family on the line. So if you're watching this live, please take a moment, share it out to your friends, your circle, your Facebook groups, tag people, really good stuff. And that helps us to get the word out into this, the interwebs. Yes, into the interwebs. And so you're doing a workshop now. Can you tell us a little bit about the workshop? I know we have Natalie working remotely. Thank you. She's putting up the link. So we have the link for the workshop.
Thank you, Natalie. What I want to say too is that my book is while I've sold out of the paperbacks, I'll be sold in, but I do have ebooks available on Amazon. So if you want to get it, actually on my website, OctaviaYearwood.com, you can actually go there and get the book, the PDF of the book for a low amount. It's I forget how much it is at this point, how much it is, but it's like $12 to $15 for the book, and it's really, really great. So your question was just now. Oh, my book workshop. Yeah. Yes, the book workshop, the Right Now, WRITE, NOW, Right Now book writing series. It's a 6-week workshop, and I'm so excited about it. I finished the first series, and it was fantastic with 6 very, very ambitious and capable new writers who wanted to get their first book off, and they got it going. In the 6th week, we built out concepts, chapters, chapter orders, introduction, and the first 3 chapters. So we were really getting work popping in our 6-week course. The 6-week course, this new course that I'm launching on May 17th is going to be open to 10 people only, which those 10 people are going to be cohorted then, and they'll be able to review each other's works and get feedbacks on each other's works, and just like, yeah, it's gonna be dope. And it'll be on Sundays. It's a 2.5-hour workshop every Sunday for 6 weeks, and it was phenomenal. It's really great. I really got the first one I did was free to the public, and I was very, very. I was just like, you know what? I wanted to just pour in. I was working with Void Projects, which is a great art collective space here in Miami, in downtown. And they gave me the space and said, Octavia, we want you to just do some stuff for community here. Get it rocking. And so I started the series. And then since the Rona hit, I'm no longer able to be in the space. But I did have remote folks in the first series. Like, I allowed folks to tune in, like, come into the workshop online. And that worked out really, really wonderful. And obviously by the last 2 weeks, we were having to be online because of the Rona. So that's the book workshop. And just if you go to, they have the link there already. You go to that link, I explain everything, because I'm also very particular, and like I do give demands of the people who wanna learn, just like a college would. Like, it's no different. The standards are high. You have to be committed. You have to finish and read my book. Like, there's no way. It doesn't make sense to me for you to try to want to learn from somebody whose work you haven't even read. You don't even, like, what? You just taking it for the word of the world? No. You need to do your due diligence. You need to also learn about who you're learning from. That's my philosophy, at least.
What do you think are some of the challenges that people may face in why they haven't written their first book? If they have it, they haven't written it. What are some of the challenges you think, that might be blocking them from doing that work?
I think one of the biggest blocks that any and everyone has is simply efficacy. The thought that you can actually accomplish something. Sometimes things look, I often simplify things because that's the way I'm able to gobble it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, like when grandma cut your waffles up small, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think is necessary for folks to really comprehend how powerful they are, how able they are. So I think that people don't do it because they don't, for one, they don't have a champion, You don't have somebody in your corner saying, yo, you can do it. Like, go ahead. Like, no, come on. And somebody who's going to help push you. I think that people don't hear enough good things from people around them, so they have a lot of doubt. And then also all the other stuff that people pour into you. There are a multitude of reasons, trauma being some, self-doubt, which also derives from trauma, low efficacy, which also derives from trauma, and social economic, oppression, capitalism. Capitalism is a big reason why a lot of people don't do things they want to do, because they're busy thinking that they need to make money first.
Yeah.
And money does make the, whatever, but like, doesn't need to make your world go round.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a major thing.
Absolutely.
There's a plethora of things.
Yeah. What are some, because I know, and I know we don't, we don't have a whole lot of time to go deep into a lot of the past, but I know you've had like a really challenging past. What are some of the things that helped you to get to the next level or to kind of break through that cycle or that bubble of what you were and to work on to who you are now?
The book tells you it all. And by the
I love it. I know you're here to hear me.
And by the way, when people sign up for the book workshop now, they get the book free of charge. So they get the book the PDF of the book comes when you purchase the book workshop. But creativity is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 11 to 13, it was writing. When it was 13 to 18, and maybe actually until recently, it was dance. Creativity, being able to, and that's the thing. That's why creativity and people leaning into their creative bone is so important. Because when you create, you are literally creating something from nothing. And when you perpetually create something from nothing, who's going to tell you that you can't create anything?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Look at you. You were painting drawings from a young person. Mm-hmm. And then you went on to now you're doing sculptures. And then now you're curating. And then now you got a radio show. And then now you got this. And then now you got that. There are so many things. So I feel like for me, if there's one thing I'll say, what I will say is that creativity is your way, is your path to personal freedom.
I love that. I love how you put that. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It's healing and definitely a path.
Absolutely. Well, healing is a healing. You have to heal first to even get free.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Yeah. Absolutely. I see Denise coming on. She says she's sorry you missed it. Well, once we're finished, you could always go back and listen to it again. It's definitely a great conversation.
Reverse.
So I wanted to get into, because you recently started a new docuseries called Transform. What is that, if we've never heard about that, and why did you start that docuseries?
The Transform. And I created it because, again, like I said from the beginning of this, I'm always looking for ways in which to create space for identities that I occupy. Mm-hmm. I occupy a queer identity, and I guess also in a way I would say that I'm also in this journey of abandoning the binaries, understanding too that myself as a person, I'm more than just male or just female, like and so the Transform, the inspiration, unfortunately, was death and the killings, the continuous killings of Black trans women. And I said, no, what can I do about this that's bigger than just an Instagram post? What can I do that's going to actually make an impact and even still save a life? Like, when I'm conceptualizing these things, I'm really thinking big. How can I save a life? How can I save a life through art? And so I thought to myself, maybe a way for people to begin to empathize and have compassion for trans people across the board is to educate them on the fact that being trans is a spectrum. Mm-hmm. Okay, first of all, it's a spectrum. It's not just binaries and that's it. No, you have trans man, you have trans women, you have gender nonconforming, you have non-binary folks, you have a whole list of folks. Mm-hmm. And then the way they bring, and then also the fact that being transgender is not, or being trans is not a sexuality. Mm-hmm. So wanting to really bring people into the fold of what it really means to be a trans, and also show folks the lives of Black trans women. I started with Black trans women because they led the liberation. You know, they threw the rock and Stonewall. You know, so why wouldn't I kick off a season that's about trans folks without starting with trans women of color? So my goal was to highlight and celebrate the lives of trans people of color. And so, God willing, I will be able to do many seasons that cover trans youth, that cover trans men, that cover non-binary, that cover gender non-conforming, and have season after season, allowing people into the lives of people who are really out here and who really live on your block, you know, who live on your neighborhood. That the trans world is bigger than just Caitlin and Laverne, you know.
Absolutely.
And they're great to be there as champions, or I don't even know if I would call them champions, but you know, advocates, speakers. You know, it's great to have them there, but it's also great to know that majority, like 99% of trans folks don't even have a quarter of the amount of money that either one of them have.
Yeah,
absolutely. Or support, or understanding, you know, or ability to walk down the street safely. So so the show is
access to, you know, whatever,
or access,
access, medical, operational, all those things. You know, if that's what they choose, not everyone has that privilege to say, well, I'm just going to go and, you know, make this so much easier for myself. Well, not easier, but having certain access when you're trying to make how you look on the outside match how you feel on the inside. And there's
some don't want to do that. And when did you watch the show, Nikki?
I watched the first one. Yes, I did.
There's 5 episodes in.
Yes. Well, I think I watched.
Come on, Nikki. Come on, Nikki.
I will watch the other ones, but yes, I watched the first one. They came out. I shared it out with people. So I don't watch a lot of TV stuff. So, which I'm working on that balance, right? Because I love to stay busy, but I am working on that balance. And I also think it's important. So, I've definitely shared it out to a lot of different spaces that I either manage or contribute information, or just know that it's information that needs to get out there. So absolutely.
Yes.
And I think too, there's some, you know, sharing their stories actually also helps to humanize them, because a lot of time when people have this fear is because they've made, you know, this person into like a thing, a other, and it's just like it could be somebody that's right next to you that you don't know. So
that's a big one, the whole aspect of humanization.
Yeah. Denise says I'm getting a triple echo. I don't know if anyone else is hearing a weird sound, because I don't hear a weird sound on my end.
Neither do I.
So it could be.
Oh, I hear some papers now in the background. Oh, that was me.
Absolutely. And we just put in the YouTube link for the YouTube channel, as well as the Facebook and the Instagram links for the Transform. How many episodes do you think you're going to do, or how many seasons?
We know how many episodes we're going to do. We're doing 6 episodes. The fifth episode is dropping like now.
Okay.
Yeah, well, actually, no, it's 45 minutes left to the upload. But there are 4 episodes there up right now that you can view. And these are 15 to 30 minute episodes. So they are not very, very long. This is a docuseries. And we wanted to make it that it was palatable for people like you, Niki Lopez. I
love it.
For people like you, Niki Lopez, who, you know, have a lot going on and have, you know, only a certain amount of attention span to not do something while you're doing something else, you know.
Yeah, but I will watch it. I'll watch that. I'll watch it today. The one that's dropping today, I'm watching it today.
No, I need you to watch them all.
I'm watching them all,
Niki.
but I said I'm going to watch the fresh one that comes out today while it's still fresh.
But no, Niki, because you haven't even really be able to understand the castmates. You're going to look at today and be like, wait, what's happening?
Okay.
Even though it's not a series that is streamed through.
Yeah,
it's not a series that's streamed through. But like you really get to know.
You said congrats on all the amazing work. A docuseries and shaking down Niki Lopez. I don't think I've ever been shook down like this.
I gotta shake it down. She gonna have me on here.
It's all good.
She's my friend, and she ain't see or read. You got to come on.
Yes, absolutely. It's no problem with that. So yeah, how do you manage all the different things that you do?
The first thing I do is prioritize which one has the sooner to do, which one is the sooner to do, and then work it down in priority like that. And also I think collaboration is a really big superpower. When you're not doing it, if you're not having to do such and such alone, that's great. And also building relationships, which sometimes is a hard thing to do, but building relationships with folks and sharing. I think that sharing is a really great thing. If you're sharing it with the world, then folks get to know what you have to offer. And then, and then again, you just in queue.
Absolutely. Do you practice any self-care rituals? I'm always curious that, especially when people who have a lot going on, because sometimes I know that's a challenge for me. Once I get busy, I'm like, self-care goes out the window. So I'm always curious to, how everyone's practicing that.
I think, first of all, the one thing that made me want to be somebody who creates or is an entrepreneur, whatever word that describes somebody doing their own damn thing. One of the reasons why was because I wanted to be happy first. And if happiness is your priority, or if your personal joy is your priority, then you're going to do things. So you say very busy, and in my mind, as soon as you said I'm very busy, I'm like, girl, if you only knew how many hours I be on Netflix, or how many hours I just do shit all. And that's because that's my self-care, not always being on the run. And also not necessarily chasing money. I'm trying to figure out a smarter and a harder way to sustain my life, where I'm not drained at life. So, but prayers is a routine. So right now, what I do is you could probably, let's see, on top of my fridge right there, you might see that little thing in my fingertip.
Yeah, that's
my altar. And so I give water to my ancestors, I give them light, and I give them prayers, I give them thanks, and I give them requests as well. And that's a great grounding ritual for me in the mornings, or at least sometime in the day. I'll burn wood or burn sage, burn something, and then do my prayers. And just a Lord's Prayer, a Hail Mary, or whatever prayers, or a prayer list, a list of prayers. Sometimes I pray for 30 minutes, and just to give back to my ancestors. But time alone is a really big one for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
I can recharge. Now all I need to do is get a bae, because I need my home life to be together, because I need a lover to come home to,
Yeah.
I need a amor. So, I could not unload on her or on them, but to just be able to just not have to do anything, like somebody to just lazy with and somebody to just talk to, maybe even strategize with, and all these things.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you got applications out there?
I don't have applications, but I do have a hoop if you would like to shoot your shot.
Hoop it over here. Do that. Awesome.
Oh, and thank you, G. I appreciate it. G, did you finish the book?
Everybody's on the chopping block here.
No, not a chopping block. The question block.
Not a chopping block that way, but it's a good way. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely will finish it.
I bet you if you had to do an artist book club, your ass would be done. You gotta make it, but I'm the same way. Like sometimes I gotta make things into work.
Yes.
For me to do it. Like sometimes I really gotta do that.
Absolutely.
It's like a trick.
Yeah. I think when I sometimes I set up certain goals because I know if I tell somebody or I get other people involved, that's going to hold me accountable.
Right.
So it's just because after a while they're going, wait a minute, did you not do this thing?
G has left the group.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Come on, G. Oh man.
So if you had access to a time machine, where would you go? Past or future?
Oh shit. What would be the purpose of the travel?
Well, it could be, I mean, people have.
Is it just to look? Is it just to look?
Yeah,
or is it to
look?
do?
You could sit for a spell, but yeah, you can't alter, you can't tamper with anything just to go there.
Oh man, I might, oh fuck. Damn, that's a hard one.
Cheap right now.
You said what?
Gas prices are cheap right now.
This is such a hard question because like, if I go to the future, I could possibly mess it up. Because if the future is like popping, I might get back like, woo, I'm good. Like, and then now my actions are different because I know I'm good. And so then I might, switch it up and not be able to have that future. But if it's trash, then I could come back and be like, oh hell, I need to get it together. Which is a 50-50 shot that I don't know that I want to take. Mm-hmm. And then also to go back to the past.
Yeah.
It's almost like, for why? Like, unless I'm able to go and see somebody else, what somebody else was doing. Like maybe if I could go back and see who my mom was. Mm-hmm. Who my mom was with, like who my daddy is, like how that happened, how that pop off. Mm-hmm. I'm good with being a voyeur, so I might go to the past and see what some other people was doing, like what my grandmother was doing, like how she handled certain things. Like I might go through the relationship of my grandmother and my mother and see how they was. Actually, that sounds like that would be really dope. Damn. Let me know if you find out about the Back to the Future train.
Yeah, absolutely. But seriously, I need to get my own copy. I had borrowed Niki's copy, but then realized I had to get my own because we have to write in it. So I'll commit to buying and reading it and hope Niki finish up before she sees you again. Laugh out loud, but seriously.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You was like, I was like, man, you got to have your own. This is one of those things,
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's so funny. Okay, but I heard you, G. I heard you, baby.
Absolutely. What's the best way that people could get in contact with you if they're trying to follow your work? We shared quite a few of your like links and Facebook and things like that, but what's the best way for you?
Best way is Instagram. Mm-hmm. Yeah, best way is Instagram. Yeah. You could also reach me at Octavia info at octaviayearwood.com as well.
Awesome.
Just not Facebook Messenger because I don't be checking that thing. I just don't. So don't send it there. Don't use Facebook. because I'm not on. I don't be on there like very much.
Okay.
Dang, I look so like a quarantine. Wow. Oh my
How are
God.
you?
You know what? Blessed be that the light is not that clear.
Yeah. How's everything going for you? Like, do you have to like shift some of what you're doing or working?
Oh yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Yeah. I had to do a video and put and send it to my students and all that. Like, yeah,
Awesome. Well, Octavia, I thank you so much for joining us this evening and sharing some of your energy, the work that you do, the artwork. Always
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So, and I see that, there's a few people that put little comments and questions. Thank you all for who's watching on Facebook under Niki Lopez Creative, under Outclick Magazine, on the YouTube, Periscope. I don't know who's out there. Thank you all for whoever's here live, and thank you all in advance for whoever's going to watch this on the replay. Again, this is The Circle. We're here every Tuesday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. And I hope you guys share it, and I hope to see you all next week.
Yeah.
Bye. Take care.
Snoop come.